Good evening and welcome to Sporlitiks, where sports and politics mix and mingle since 2011. I'm Stacey Johnson. Joining me tonight is Oguna, the voice of reason, Keith, the constitutional conservative, Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd. We have a full show for you tonight. First, the President of the United States, President Trump, has extended the ceasefire with Iran. The state of Virginia residents are voting on whether to redraw their districts. Stephen will talk about NASCAR and a big third period strong defensive effort for the Flyers to win 2 games against the Pittsburgh Penguins. President Trump suffers a rare defeat with House Republicans, and the Sixers and the Celtics. We'll talk about that series. And the Veterans Administration Agency killed a home loan program. Veterans, that is, are now losing their homes because of it. The next chairman of the Federal Reserve Board testified today in Congress, and the Department of Justice charges the Southern Poverty Law Center with fraud amid denials from civil rights groups. That and more, if we can fit it in. Stephen and NASCAR. Stephen, wow. I can't believe how sunny it is there and how sunny it is not up north.
And Stephen got a tan. Stephen looked like he's got a tan.
Oh, yeah. Can y'all see me okay? It looks like my thing is frozen. Y'all can see me okay?
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're not frozen.
Okay.
So let me share the screen.
Look at Todd.
Yeah, I can't see Todd.
My podcast, Hanging Out with Me, Sean Hannity, drops tomorrow, featuring the one, only, yes, Kyle Busch, who, by the way, over the weekend got into it with his rival, Denny Hamlin, saying he could, quote, make his life hell. He talked about the beef on the podcast. Sneak peek, take a look.
Denny Hamlin, I think, is the oldest on the tour. He's either 45 or 44. I think
he's kind of a villain too.
Because he's with Joe Gibbs Racing and he's with Toyota and he's the winning driver there right now. So he's me. He took over my role.
Makes you feel good. You're not the villain, the number one.
Yeah,
villain.
I passed it over to him. I gave him the playbook.
But you don't talk to him, so you haven't discussed it with him.
Not a whole lot. No, I haven't talked to him a whole lot. He's
you have any run-ins with him?
We've had a couple minor ones. He's got his own podcast and he's been running his mouth lately, so he might get run into again
about you
soon. Yeah.
Oh, what's he been saying?
He's been telling me that I'm washed up and I can't drive anymore.
There's not one guy on the tour that he likes. Not one. Kind of like, I don't like CNN or MSDNC or Mamdani. All right, check it out. YouTube, Spotify when it drops tomorrow. Type in.
Poor girls.
Okay, so do you want to talk about, Stephen, what's going on with NASCAR and what that little interview was about? Where they raced? First, I'll talk about where they raced this week, who won, and then talk about that interview.
Well, I can't address that because I don't know anything about that. But they were at Kansas this week, and Tyler Reddick was starting on the pole. And if anybody knows anything, he's won from the pole a bunch this year. So I bet on him to win because he was from the pole again. And lo and behold, he won again. He's won, 6 out of 9 races or something like that, something ridiculous. That's just absolutely crazy. But I have a really good bet for you. Now, this week, it's going to be Talladega, and it's nothing but huge crashes at the end of the race. It's one big crash after another. So you don't know who's going to win. It's going to be a Ford, a Chevy, or a Toyota. So you can bet on it. So whoever gets the best odds that makes you the most money, take it, which will probably be the Ford. So take the Ford if it's the best odds, and then they'll probably have a good chance of winning. That's the best bet this week. Don't bet on any drivers. There's nobody you can pick to win because it's always just a race that ends up in shambles and wreckage and carnage.
But
it is
a
a
certain
good race.
person always wins?
Yeah, but not at a race like this. This is a super duper speedway that goes so fast, so crazy, and it's so wide open that they have the biggest crashes here in Daytona, and these are the super speedways, and they wipe out half the field can wreck in one race. So it's good. So it's good to take. Say you can get $100 for the least, or $200 for the next, but say Ford, you can win $500, so you bet on that one. So there's stuff like that. So that's the best bet for this week because it's a crazy race.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Guy keeps winning. Who did you say? What was his name?
Kyle Larson. He's on the team that's owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. I don't know. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. I know when Richard Petty back in the 60s, 70s, he had a better car than most of the people out there. He had the most money. He was dominant. But these cars are all alike. This shouldn't happen. Tyler Reddick should not be winning, but it's just something really weird about it. And I'm not going to say anything like conspiracy thing or something's weird, but I'm just going to say something's weird, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is.
Maybe he slept his way to the top.
Haven't we all?
Maybe except Todd.
Oh no,
Todd's
our inspiration.
Moving on.
Okay, so let me move on and share my screen. We're going to go to the Flyers.
I told you about, and Stacey, you thought the Flyers were not going to do anything against the Penguins. You said the Penguins always beat them.
No, what I said, now say it right. I said the Penguins during a series, the Pittsburgh Penguins, when they are in a series with the Philadelphia Flyers, they usually win the series. The Flyers can beat the Penguins in games, but they have a hard time beating them in a series of games. So, for example, if the Flyers and the Penguins are playing a 5-game series, the Flyers can beat them for 2 games, but they'll usually lose the series. Or if it's during the regular season and not a playoff season, the Flyers will beat the Penguins. Get it?
Blah, blah, blah. No.
I can't even keep up with all of that.
No, because she sounds like Trump and Little Hans Rubio talking about why we're at war.
I just couldn't keep up with all of it. That was a lot. That was way too much for me. But that's just the way my brain works.
The school of, you remember Trump had that college called Trump University? She's a proud graduate of that.
I had nothing to do with Trump University. I didn't graduate from there. You better talk to Keith.
You said you got a double major there before when Trump was cool. I never said that. You said when Trump was cool, you said that.
Never go back on this show and find any videotape of me saying that. Unlike
I don't think so. I don't think we'll find any of it, Stacey, of you saying anything like that.
All right, thank you. All right, let's watch this.
This is a winning city. We need wins.
I think we need to work on our aim.
We need quality opportunities if we're going to score goals, and we didn't have those tonight. They beat us to the puck, and they were able to set up every time and dump it on us, so we couldn't enter the zone properly on them. I think we're going to continue to lose if that stays the case.
Just couldn't get the puck in the net, a little bummer. But, still got hope, still got a chance. We got to go back to Philadelphia for 2 games. I hope we'll come back to Pittsburgh and coming into the 5th game and see what we can do.
In and out of the arena, passionate Penguins fans. They say they want to see the team win it again for Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and Carlson.
So we're hoping the team, we just need to wear our home jerseys. Come on, let's go!
Can't wear those yellow jerseys. It's got fans.
They hope the team can take 2 games in Philly and then bring it back here. Some fondly remember when the team would bring out that big screen in front of the arena for them to rally together and watch. That's not the case so far this year. Fans hope if the Pens make it to the second round, which they think if they listen to their advice, they will, the team will bring back that big screen. In the meantime, watch parties all over the city, including at the new plaza on the North Shore with a big screen of its own. The crowds there just as hype as anywhere else.
I kind of like this better, to be honest, but I do miss that old spot. But this place, it's like heaven. This screen is bigger, though, too.
Again, there is still hope here. The arena was sold out tonight. Fans say they will continue to bring that same energy if the team can go to Philly and win at least one game over there to force a Game 5 back here in Pittsburgh.
All right.
I think the Phillies have a good chance of winning the Super Bowl over the Penguins.
I don't know, man. I don't have any idea. I didn't even know they were in the playoffs and NBA was in playoffs. I just found that out today.
You know a lot about sports.
I don't. I'm as good as you when it comes to sports.
Ma'am, you don't know anything about sports, so I really don't know what to tell you.
No, I don't know what to do.
All right, thank you. We will move on since both of you do not know what to do.
Well, Stacey, does the NBA have Philly? Is Philadelphia playing in the NBA playoffs?
Yes, Philadelphia is playing. The Sixers are playing in the playoffs.
Well, there you go. You got the playoffs for the hockey and basketball. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, but the Celtics just beat Philadelphia.
Well, we'll see what Philadelphia has to say about it.
Well, they just lost.
Every day is a new day and a new opportunity.
It's a new day. Let's watch this.
All right, what a time to be a sports fan in Philly, right? Right now, 2 teams are in the playoff hunt.
Flyers, of course, are now up 2 games to none against the Penguins.
Amazing.
And the Sixers, they've got a chance to turn things around against the Celtics with a win tonight. And right now, fans are gathering at the Comcast Center Plaza right outside of our studios for a pep rally in honor of both teams. You got the band out there. The drums are going. That means he does Brenna White is in the middle of it all, too. Hey, Brenna.
Yeah, it is popping out here, guys. Just a couple of minutes ago, you were with me as things were getting set up, but it is well underway now. You can see there are lots of games happening. You can see people trying their hand there. The drum line is live right now. They just showed up, which is so exciting. We've got the Flyers Ice Girls here. Mr. Hollywood DJ is spinning some awesome music right now. There are giveaways happening. As you can see, people walking away with t-shirts. They've got necklaces. We've got lots of photo ops as well. I am told, a little birdie tells me, that we'll see some of our favorite Philly mascots in just a couple of minutes. And as you can see, lots of opportunities to get hyped for the game that's happening later tonight. Hopefully the Sixers can turn things around and, of course, celebrate the Flyers win. As you can see, there's plenty of fun stuff that you can walk away with as well. I also saw some cookies being given away to people. So definitely a lot of fun out here. Pretty loud, but in the best way possible. So if you want to come out here, it is happening right now on the Comcast. And lots of fun to be had, lots of giveaways, and just get excited. The postseason here in Philadelphia, live at the Comcast Center Plaza. Brenna White, NBC 10 News.
Okay. Nobody told her she's supposed to eat the mic when you're outside with all of the drums and the mic is, that kind of stupidity gets on my nerves. It really does. Just to watch that, it just irks me in a way.
Yeah, because you're a pro.
Ma'am, it doesn't take anything except common sense.
I know.
To tell that you have to eat the mic when you're outside with a bunch
you
of
know how to
noise.
eat the mic, don't you, pro?
Yeah.
So, what's good is that the Penguins and the Sixers are in the playoffs. And, the NFL Philadelphia Eagles, former champions, were in the playoffs. So I think that's probably what inspired the Fire players and the Sixers. I said Sixers. I said Phillies. I meant Sixers.
Well, you don't know anything about sports. You can't tell the difference between hockey and baseball. And you know what? Just forget I said anything.
Looking like that, everyone will forget you said anything. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
At Pakistan's request, as he waits for a, quote, unified proposal from the regime. Now, that news just breaking in the last few minutes. And Fox News White House senior correspondent Jackie Heinrich has the very latest. Jackie.
Yeah, well, what we don't know is whether the negotiating team from the U.S. side, that includes the vice president, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, is in fact going to head to the Middle East. There have been several reports that travel is on hold, potentially indefinitely, but also that it could resume at any time. We've not heard any official statement from the White House side about that travel plan, but the ceasefire has been extended apparently indefinitely while the blockade stays in place. This is what the president said. Based on the fact that the government of Iran is seriously fractured, not unexpectedly so, and upon the request of Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister of Pakistan, we've been asked to hold our attack on the country of Iran until such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. I've therefore directed our military to continue the blockade and in all other respects remain ready and able, and will therefore extend the ceasefire until such time as their proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded one way or the other. There has been some analysis, including from our own General Jack Keane, talking about who actually has the power to make a deal right now inside of Iran. You have the negotiating team that includes the foreign minister, might not have the authority to sign off on a deal, a power grab happening right now from some IRGC leadership, including the new chief of the IRGC, Vahidi, General Vahidi, who is sort of credited as the architect of Iran's overseas terror organizations, very big hardliner. And so there seems to be, what the president's alluding to, some question about whether Iran's government has itself together, you know, who it's comprised of and who we're dealing with on that side, who's got the authority to sign off on something. And the president seems willing to wait to resume fighting until this diplomatic option, if it's possible, can be hashed out. But what is unclear is whether that will include travel from the U.S. delegation. We know that the vice president, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner were planning to go to Islamabad today. And there's been a lot of reporting saying that they have instead come to the White House. The White House has not confirmed their whereabouts or their travel plans.
Okay. All right. Just breaking a few moments ago, and you're on top of it. Thank you so much, Jackie Heinrich.
All right.
It is awfully peculiar how a realtor is supposed to go and bring peace to the Middle East.
Right.
It's laughable.
Right.
Well, everything is a delay tactic on their part, just so they can probably rebuild, you know, their arsenal. But I think
Well, why
the
is
president,
Trump falling for it? What is
I don't know. I wouldn't say he's falling for it, but
Oh,
no, I
get
don't
it.
know.
You
How
were
do
trying
you
to find a way to defend
how do you
him.
bring peace to the Middle East when you attack them? That doesn't make any sense. Why did we go to war with them in the first place? That's not bringing peace.
Well, Stephen,
you know.
you got to.
Why don't we take our military to Palestine and help those people, those women and little children and babies? Why don't we go use that military for
gosh.
something that's good instead
Have
of
we
something
ever
that's
done that,
bad?
Stephen?
We're going into Iran for Israel, and because we're doing bad stuff there that we shouldn't do. Why don't we go use our military to actually help people in need?
Okay.
Doesn't it make more sense? We don't have to liberate the people of Iran. We need to liberate the people of
All right. Instead
Palestine.
of you guys just talking,
Go ahead, Keith.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, Keith wanted to say something.
All right, go ahead, Keith.
I was just going to ask Stephen, why in the world would Trump, if Trump is as bad as Stephen is saying, why would he, negotiate right now? Why would he be negotiating and stop? Why didn't he just blow them off of off the planet? I mean,
because he was full of crap. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. He can't negotiate, and Iran don't want to negotiate with him. Iran holds all the cards, and Iran says we're going to do this, and if you don't do it, we're going to destroy you. We don't have a chance. Keith, we already lost the war. Donald Trump's just trying to get out of there with most of his tail between his legs as he can. We lost that war in Iran. That war's done, dude.
I disagree.
You know what? I know you disagree because guess what? Your government and any media in this country will not tell you the truth. We already lost the war. We're getting our asses kicked, dude.
No,
That's why. That's yes, yes, we are.
We're kicking
Okay,
butt.
excuse
Ain't
me.
that
No,
right,
we're
Todd?
not. That's what Hannity told you.
Get him,
Excuse me,
Todd.
excuse me. Now Keith is saying, "Get him, Todd," when Keith used to say, "Get him, Steven," and clap like this when Steven would get Todd and Aguna. How
You're right.
times
You're
have
right, Stacey.
changed.
You're
But
right.
I'm going to ask this question. Iran is by no means an innocent player in this. Iran is not innocent.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are 100% innocent.
They're not innocent.
Listen
They
to this
are.
guy.
Now,
And this wait a minute. In this scenario,
I'm talking. I didn't talk over you. You can't just come here and talk over me. I'm
all right. I know. Sorry. Apologize.
I let you talk. I didn't talk.
I apologize. Apologize.
So Iran is not innocent. However, the United States is much more powerful than Iran. And I don't understand why we would go and obliterate a country just because they're not doing what we want them to do when we are much more powerful than they are. Can someone answer that? Keith?
Yes, ma'am, because we're not. Because we're not.
We are more powerful than them, and they have found that out the hard way. Yet they are still holding, these people are not negotiating. They're not going to negotiate for peace. They don't want peace. 47 years of the past have proven that. And Trump is just the only one to have the courage to go and do what is right. And I thank God for Trump.
What is
and
right?
God is with him.
God's not with you,
we
Keith.
obliterate their military totally.
They want to obliterate the whole entire area. That's what he said. He's going to commit genocide. That's what you want, Keith. You want him to kill them all. Annihilate. You want him to kill them all. Annihilate them.
Military. No.
So okay,
that's the
thank
only
you.
solution.
So Stephen, it's like saying that you have a wrestler who can beat a small, fragile old woman, and he goes and he beats this woman just because he has the power to do it, because she doesn't want to do what he says. We would say normally under those circumstances, that is incorrect. That's wrong for that powerful person to do. Why don't we do the same thing for the United States versus Iran?
I really don't know what you just asked, but what I'm going to tell you is what I was going to say earlier, and I was stepped over top of you, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
What she's saying is, why are we taking advantage over there? It's none of our business.
Oh, but Iran, while we at Iran at all, it's none of our business. I totally agree. I 100% agree. And I'm saying that Iran and the Muslims in general, in the scenario of the world that is the honest truth, I will never lie to you people. I love everybody. Iran and the Muslims are like Jesus Christ, and Israel and the United States is Satan. We are the great Satan. We are the little Satan. They have been saying the right thing. Wait a minute. They have been saying the right thing.
Away. You're extreme.
What I'm saying is our country has made Muslims the boogeyman, that we made Muslims the bad people, and that's not true. That goes back to 9/11. The people responsible for 9/11 is Israel and the United States, and we killed millions of innocent Muslims. And Keith, you still hate these Muslims because you're brainwashed in believing they're bad people, and they killed thousands of people and they're bad people. They're not. The bad people is Israel. They're committing a genocide, Keith. Keith, do you understand they're committing a genocide in Palestine? Do you dispute that, Keith?
No, they're not. No,
they're not committing a genocide.
No.
But if Sean Hannity tells you they are, you'll believe him, right?
No, they're not doing that.
What if Sean Hannity tells you? Then you'll believe him.
Trump was the one who initiated the ceasefire, and that's that.
What ceasefire? We cowardly attacked Iran when we were all negotiating. Iran and the United States were negotiating, and we cowardly attacked them. That is not cool. We are the terrorists, Keith. We are the terrorists.
No,
we went to Venezuela and we kidnapped their leader and stole everything they had.
The leader who was
That's what terrorists do. What do terrorists do? They go in and take a president and his wife and they kidnap him and take him out. That's what a terrorist country does.
So you
The
don't care
United
of the
States is
drugs?
not the good guy. We are Satan right now.
You don't care about the drugs?
No, are you,
that
why do you have to? You idolize
They
Trump.
put
You
in the
put an
drugs here?
idol. You made an idol of Donald Trump.
So
It
you don't
doesn't
care
matter
about the
what he
drugs that
does.
they've been bringing
You are mesmerized. You are
You don't care
brainwashed
about the
by the
drugs?
CIA, brother.
So you don't
Okay,
care
thank
about the
you.
drugs they send here?
I'm going to move
Who
on.
drugs?
Thank
What
you.
drugs? They don't
The
send
drugs
drugs.
from
That was all a bunch of
Venezuela
crap.
and
And
all
Donald Trump
Mexico
made
and
you
all
happy
those
that
places?
they blew up boats. They could have stopped those boats,
Yeah.
but they blew them up. But it made you happy and it desensitized you to violence. And it made you a bad guy. You are
Thank
worshiping
God that
Satan.
President Trump has
You
saved
are worshiping
lives.
Satan. He don't save lives. He murders people.
Praise God.
Why we didn't have to
Thank
go
you,
into
Lord.
Iran. The first thing they did, Keith, they intentionally hit a school with 275 kids, and they double tapped. The first time, because our Patriot missiles, they have cameras on them, and they can see what's going on. And when the second missile saw that not everybody died, because the principal and some teachers and some kids went in another room, and this is verified, Keith. Shake your head all you want. Your head's
So
gonna fall
you're
off. They
so what you're saying, Stephen?
double tapped Keith to kill them
So
all.
you're pro
That's what you
Iran.
are.
Okay,
You
I
are
get it.
worshiping Satan, Keith.
I get it,
You
Stephen.
know, you are so far from God. You don't know God. You don't know
So
Jesus.
you're
You don't know
pro.
what
So
you're doing,
you're
brother.
Okay,
you're
thank you. I
pro
got to move on.
Iran. Stephen is pro
I'm
Iran.
pro Iran. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Hey
you.
guys, good morning. House Republicans wanted an 18-month extension. Overnight, the House blocked a 5-year reauthorization, so they settled on a Band-Aid. The House renewed the spy program until the end of the month.
We were very close tonight. There's some nuances with the language and some questions that need to be answered, and we'll get it done. The extension allows us the time to do that. We'll get there. A few more days will give us the time to do it, and we'll keep Americans safe.
Some conservatives are pushing deeper reforms. They want warrants for searches and prosecutions for alleged FISA infractions. But even the president's push for an 18-month bill did not convince some Republicans. The House's top Democrat has reservations about FISA.
I am deeply skeptical of a straightforward extension for a wide variety of reasons, including the fact that you can't trust Donald Trump. You can't trust Todd Blanche.
But the debate is not just about FISA. GOP Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna held out yesterday. She wants to hook the Save America Act to the bill.
Where are you on the FISA? And what's
I've not changed. I'm still on FISA.
Okay, and explain why.
Because Save America is the #1 most important thing in this country for voters, and specifically for everything that we campaigned on in election. Voter and election integrity is key, and I haven't changed my position on that.
Now, the Senate must still sync up. Most senators have left town for the weekend, but the Senate is trying to see if both sides will clear the interim bill today. Otherwise, this waits until Monday, hours before the program expires. Guys?
All right, Chad, just real quick. Every Democrat's for it?
Not necessarily. You have some libertarians. You have somebody like Dick Durbin, who kind of is in the same boat as Hakeem Jeffries, has reservations about the administration, but others like Mark Warner, the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee, he's for it.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube.
Okay, Cousin Todd, FISA. President Trump lost to the Republicans on that. They are extending and they should have voted on it yesterday. Why did he lose?
I think those 12 people, there's probably more, but those were the only 12 that were strong enough to take a stand. But Trump's, he's starting to wane with Republicans, just like Stephen, for example, who was hated Trump in the beginning and said, Trump is calling you stupid when you say, when he says, I could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and not lose one voter. Stephen said, Trump is calling you stupid. And so then he turned and liked Trump and supported Trump and voted for Trump. But then he turned again because Trump did not do what he said he was going to do.
Right.
And got into wars that he said he wouldn't get into.
Thank you, Todd.
And he did the opposite of what he said he was going to do.
Right.
And but But smart people knew he was going to do that, like me and Aguna, and said, "You're believing a con artist." And so you thought, no, he's going to, and he showed you who he was. And he's got a real estate agent negotiating peace in the Middle East.
You're right.
And
but the left was atrocious. The left was
Just a minute, let
horrible.
me finish.
Nobody liked anything, any of the policies of the left. That hurt the left.
You did, but you didn't know it.
I didn't like the left. The left had nothing to offer anybody.
You got to stop talking. For
I do not.
example, that's what he thinks. He truly thinks that. For example, healthcare. People have been kicked off of their healthcare now because of Trump.
I know it's horrible.
Joe Biden did not kick people off of their healthcare. And I said to you, Stephen, hey, Donald Trump is kicking people off of Medicaid. And you said, because you were Trump crazy then, he's only getting the illegals off of it. And I said, Stephen, illegals are not on Medicaid.
Yeah, the illegals were on Medicaid, but they had like a right to be here. It was a technical issue. So we were both right. So let's just both be right. How about that?
Even if you're
you
wrong,
just can't.
you're
You can't
wrong.
give. You can't give an inch.
Illegals,
you can't ever give an inch.
Listen to me carefully.
All right, go on to the next thing. Go on to the next one.
Not have never been.
No,
on
it's not.
Medicaid.
They're not. If the illegals are right, illegals no, but they gave them status where they could be on it, and then they took it away from the people who had status. They took it from away the people who had status.
Why can't you shut up, Stephen? You've been wrong all of your life, and now you're just realizing it.
I haven't been wrong yet. I haven't been wrong yet. I was a never Trumper to start with, and I'm a never Trumper now. So I was right from the beginning. But your left side was so bad because I don't believe in cutting off the genitals of children like you do.
So now I don't know why he can't shut up. So, and this is what he lives his whole life. That's all he says, and he sounds psychotic because he was wrong from the beginning. So he's hanging his hat on. That's what he's hanging his hat on. So, mind you, he was wrong about Israel. And if you don't like Israel, then you hate the United States, and you should be killed, hung, shot, and tarred, and on and on and on. So he was just, anyway, he's an extremist. So the bottom line is this. Trump did what he said he wasn't going to do, which was get in a forever war. I also said to Trump supporters, hey, Trump is cutting Medicaid, and that's for people who need it. That's for children and elderly. They need that help. And he's cutting off SNAP, which I don't call SNAP. That's a trick word. Food stamps. And the only people on food stamps are poor people and children. How dare he do that to the tune of $24 billion to give tax breaks to wealthy people? It was outrageous for him to do that.
Yeah, we all agree. Are you going to be redundant for 20 minutes? We all agree. We all understand what you're saying. Do you have another point?
Did not agree until today. You said it was good.
No, we agree. We agree. So you're being redundant now.
We agree on, dum-dum. You said it was good. Now you're saying it's bad. So how are we agreeing?
I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. So we're agreeing.
Now, so you have to use English.
I don't care. You've been wrong on a lot because you think it's okay to cut off children's genitalia. You've been wrong about a lot. I've been wrong about something. You've been wrong about something.
I want to finish.
There's every show because you know what? You feel so.
Okay, Todd, you can't keep going on and
Todd,
on.
you're such a little.
Cutting me off.
Just finish. No, I had him on mute and you kept talking. So you have to finish.
He's cutting me off, just like he tried to do
he's
again.
been on mute. Look, he's gone. Now you just finish.
Okay. So now that Trump has shown these people who he is, now he's losing their support. You have people like Stephen, and people like Keith is never leaving him. But you have Tucker Carlson, who has just now, yet again, said he doesn't like Trump. He doesn't like his policies, and he's now disowned Trump, quote unquote. And mind you, he said this before, and he said he has a visceral disdain for Trump and never wanted him in the White House. Not only him, you have Joe Rogan, who is not on Trump's side, but he had Joe Rogan at the White House making love to him there for some reason. You have Tucker Carlson. Who else? The other girl from Fox News has said, shut up and dribble. You have Megyn Kelly. But Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson are money-grubbing prostitution whores. They'll do anything for a buck. What do you say?
Todd, you can't keep going on and on. You have to stop.
Okay, Candace as well. Okay, but I don't know Candace. I just know those white prostitution whores.
Stephen, I've let you talk
From
about
Fox
Stephen.
News.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Took him off the show just so you could talk, and you still keep talking. I'm gonna go on. I got to move on. Sorry, but I was wrong. The House did eventually pass FISA. Let's hear what the Speaker of the House had to say about that.
Leadership advanced a short-term extension of a key spy tool through a procedural hurdle after a late-night deal fell apart. Early Friday morning, the House passed a 2-week reauthorization of Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act through unanimous consent. That kicks the can down the road until April 30th, giving GOP bosses time to negotiate with conservative holdouts. House Speaker Mike Johnson moved for the short-term extension after hardliners sank both a 5-year version with minor reforms and a vote on an 18-month clean bill. Representative Tim Burchett, one of the no votes, called it the best they could do, but warned he can't wait until the last minute again. The 5-year amendment failed 200 to 220, with 12 Republicans voting against it and 3 Democrats supporting. Then the rule for the 18th-month extension tanked 197 to 228 as 20 GOP members joined most Democrats in opposition. This comes after Johnson's hours-long meeting Thursday night with Freedom Caucus Chair Andy Harris, Rules Chair Virginia Foxx, and others like Jim Jordan. The holdouts, including privacy hawks from the Freedom Caucus, demand bigger reforms to the program that allows warrantless wiretapping of non-citizens overseas. They want warrant requirements, query restrictions, tougher penalties for violations, and even a ban on central bank digital currency, but that didn't make the cut. Representative Chip Roy, who voted for the rule, said the framework was sorely lacking and pushed for a 30 or 60-day extension to keep talking.
Okay, let me move on because we're running out of time.
Well, real quick, Trump was against FISA because they used it against him in 2016, and he was against it. He was going to get rid of it. That's another way he lied to us. Now he's pro FISA, and he wanted that to get pushed through as well. So Trump, this is why I'm not with Trump anymore, and I can't believe anybody's with him. Everything he says he's for, he's against now. Nobody can stay with that. Nobody. You can't.
Well, he was a Democrat before he became a Republican.
Just resigned from Congress, effective immediately. Comes on the day she was set to face a rare public hearing before the House Ethics Committee, in which lawmakers were expected to decide what punishment she would face for violations regarding campaign funds, which likely would have been expulsion.
Caleb Califano is in the studio with what Sheriff McCormick is saying on why she resigned. Caleb?
Well, Sheriff McCormick announced her resignation just minutes before that ethics meeting was going to take place. During the meeting, her resignation letter to Congress was read aloud.
After careful reflection and prayer, I have concluded that it is in my best interest and the interest of my constituents and the institution that I step aside at this time.
Sheriff McCormick also posted a resignation on social media. She says it was not a fair process and called the entire thing a, quote, witch hunt. She continued to say, in part, rather play these political games, I choose to step away so that I can devote my time to fighting for my neighbors in Florida's 20th district. I hereby resign from the 119th Congress effective immediately. She continued to say, in part, in this country, we do not punish people before due process is complete. We do not allow allegation alone to override the will of the people. For context, last month, Sheila Sheriff-Lewis McCormick was found guilty of 25 House ethics violations, including accepting improper campaign contributions and mixing campaign and personal funds. She was also indicted by a federal grand jury in 2025, accused of stealing about $5 million in federal disaster funds and using that money to support her 2021 campaign. She has denied any wrongdoing, calling the issues an accounting error. In a statement on the resignation, the Florida Republican Party sent out this statement, which reads in part, Sheila Sheriff-Lewis McCormick didn't step down. She has resigned in disgrace. The allegation that she diverted millions in taxpayer-funded COVID relief for personal and political gain are a blatant abuse of power and a betrayal of the public trust. Meanwhile, the Florida Democratic Party in a statement said, quote, corruption has no place in Congress, before calling on Florida Representative Corey Mills to resign as well. So now what happens to her vacant seat? Well, because she's a member of the House, the governor will now have to call a special election. That process can take several months. But for now, we're live in the studio. Caleb Califano, WPBF 25 News.
Okay.
So
Cousin
much
Todd.
corruption.
I
So
like
much
the hair
corruption.
color.
So much
you-
corruption.
Yeah, her
I
hair
tell
can
you.
look nice. She really looks good and she looks thin.
If
But
she's so innocent, why did she step down?
Keith, listen. Go ahead. Now, what was the question?
the question was, why didn't she wait until she had a fair hearing to determine if the allegations were actually true?
Because they were going to get rid of her. And she knew that they were going to get rid of her. And so instead of waiting around for them to do that, which they were in a meeting to do that, she quickly threw that letter out so that she can say she resigned instead of I got thrown out. So
she and her vagina are now gone.
right, but that's different from the vaginas that Trump threw out. For example, Trump threw out 3 vaginas so far.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's see about that third vagina that Trump threw out. Right.
We have some very new news. CBS News can confirm Labor Secretary Lori Chavez DeRemer has resigned from her position within the Trump cabinet. Ed O'Keefe, very alertly, very quickly, back in the North Lawn with the details. Ed?
Major, the White House Communications Director, Stephen Chung, just a short while ago confirmed some reports that had just surfaced as we came on the air saying that she will be, quote, leaving the administration to take a position in the private sector. She's having a role by protecting American workers, enacting fair labor practices, and helping Americans gain additional skills to improve their lives. Her deputy, Keith Sonderling, will take on the role of acting Secretary of Labor. Lori Chavez DeRemer was a bit of a Republican star in the making when she won a pretty hotly contested congressional race back in 2022 in Oregon, because one of 2 Republicans to win that cycle in a state where they didn't normally win races, Republicans did. But she was picked as a more moderate member of this Trump cabinet because she was a Republican with ties to the labor movement and those in labor who believe she had a pretty labor-friendly approach, at least among congressional Republicans. But she's been the subject of an ongoing, pretty significant internal investigation at the Labor Department regarding widespread misconduct by herself, by at least 4 other aides that had been excused from their jobs after this investigation, and most recently reports that members of her own family were in essence using Labor Department personnel and resources to their own benefit while she was serving in this role. She served for about 13 months, but is now on her way out. There's the case of her. There was, of course, the decision to remove Kristi Noem for similar questions about misusing department funds and resources and personnel. And then, of course, Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was ousted amid the president's concerns about how she was handling various investigations. So we've now got 3 cabinet secretaries out, 2 acting secretaries in place of those 3. Of course, there's a new Homeland Security Secretary. And then, of course, there's the conversation you were just having with Jake regarding the FBI Director, Kash Patel, who's also, in essence, on watch amid all these reports about his personal behavior and several months' worth of concern about his use of government personnel, aircraft, and other resources as he continues in his role. But all of this coming, of course, at the beginning of an election year, or when this kind of stuff surfaces traditionally, the White House clears out those troublemakers, and she's just the latest example of that.
Ed O'Keefe, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Wow.
Troublemakers.
I didn't know she was a troublemaker. Aguna, is she a troublemaker?
It's amazing how they use these words for girls.
Yeah, she was under investigation for a while. I mean, she wasn't as a high profile as some of the other cabinet
Like
members,
Kash Patel.
Yeah, given some of the circumstances. But yeah, I mean, there is just all kind of allegations about how her family members were using staff and harassing them and all that.
And making love to them. She was dating somebody on her staff, wasn't she?
I didn't hear that, but yeah.
Oh yeah, well I
there's
did.
a lot of stuff going
I
on.
thought that was Christy Nome.
Well, you know what? They love guys, and the guys love them.
Yeah, I think there were a total of 6 women on Trump's.
All together, 6, and 3 are now gone.
And 3 are gone. Yeah, so half the women that were on his staff were.
That's right.
Were pulled out.
Yeah.
So,
if you have a vagina, you're on the chopping block. Unlike Kash Patel, who's used American monies for whatever he wanted to, flying all over the world in private jets and whatnot, but he's still there. And
Pete
who's his other boy toy?
And Pete Hexbreath is horrible.
Pete Hexbreath. Yeah, that's right. He was using an unsecured what do you call it? This same thing that Hillary Clinton did, and they were saying lock her up. Remember that?
Oh yeah, but it's worse than that. He screwed up our military. That's why we're getting our ass beat.
That's right. But this is what Republicans
the war is
do.
won.
Ha! Yeah, by Iran.
This is what Republicans do, and so they cry wolf. And Trump hates women. Most white men hate women, especially white Republicans.
That's not true.
Oh,
that's like
truth
saying
will set
Jeffrey
you free.
Dahmer ate people and most white men eat people. That's not true.
Well,
no comment.
All right.
A hit dog will holler.
Oh, the hell you talking about?
Yeah,
So-
but yeah, this looks bad. I'm sorry, Keith jumped off of here talking about all the corruption, but he was talking about it when of course the Democratic congressman was.
That's right,
woman stepped down, but he strategically left when it came to the corruption, when it came to the cabinet,
when it came to Donald Trump's boy toys.
Yeah, it's cherry picking.
That's
Keith,
right.
Keith is a very good cherry picker.
Oh yeah, he loves picking cherries.
Yeah.
And
That's
so does his boy toy right here. He loves busting cherries too. Well, I
Good
mean,
boy.
Good
grief.
Thank you. I'm going
grief.
on. Thank you.
Shame on you, Ty. Shame on you.
About that.
That's crazy, man. Taking a crazy night.
Some of my colleagues don't feel that this is quote unquote real or happening as quick as it is. It is happening insanely fast. In fact, would you agree that it could lead to an employment shock, especially for entry-level white-collar jobs?
Senator, I agree with you on the pace of the technology revolution. I've had to update my own priors versus 6 or 12 months ago as I've seen the rate of improvement of the models. Senator, the way I describe it is this: I am more confident that there will be improved output than I am certain about when the effects of that would be on the labor market. I basically believe in the following good economic tenet, which is described as the lump of labor fallacy. And we tend to think there's only a fixed number of jobs and we've got to fill them every day possible. The labor force, the structure of the labor market changes. The jobs that will be created 2 or 3 years from now, some of which are unimaginable to us today. But the lag between the improvement in output and the effect on the labor markets, that's got to be central to the Fed's thinking, given the pace of innovation in this cycle.
And this concept of price stability plus maximum employment, that maximum employment piece is problematic when policymakers open our borders and let tens of millions of people come into this country illegally. Is that not correct?
I'm gonna let you guys handle immigration policy. I'm gonna have plenty on my plate if confirmed.
Adding 10 to 20, 30 million people into the country when you're trying to make certain that everybody here has a job is problematic, correct?
Yeah, the central bank takes the labor market is as it is, and that's a function of policies you and the administration put in place. It's not our place to be opining on that.
Support journalism you trust. Support.
Okay.
It sounds like Shakespeare. It just sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook.
Okay,
And
so that was
it's like
okay,
it's written.
Excuse me, can I say something?
I don't care.
Yeah, but he was
I know.
making a good point. layperson could not understand that.
Can I say something? Whether he was making a good point or not, that was Kevin Walsh. Kevin Walsh is an American financier. He's an attorney who served on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors from 2006 to 2011. He graduated from Stanford University with a degree in public policy in 1992 and from Harvard Law School with a Juris Doctor in 1995. He is married.
Blah, 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 blah.
Is married.
Nobody cares.
Married.
What are you talking about?
He is married.
Hey, why don't you just pull out the encyclopedia and start?
He is married to a family member of the Estee Lauder family. So the point is, my whole point is, Trump is nominating him to be the Federal Reserve Chair when the current Federal Reserve Chair leaves. They think that there may be a conflict of interest, but they still want him to be the Federal Reserve Board Chairman. He was testifying today in front of Congress, and people don't realize how you don't want the cookie monster guarding the cookie jar. Aguna, can you discuss this a little bit more?
Yeah, if you look at, you hear what he just said, and there was a Republican, of course, a Republican was trying to kind of give him an alley-oop there about illegal immigrants coming into the country and the labor
taking
market,
all the jobs,
the jobs, and how you can't let a bunch of illegal people in there, and getting him to opine on that, and he strategically didn't, even though behind the scenes he was probably teed up for that question. The thing is, not all the illegals are coming in here, or it's not like they're going for the same type of jobs, right? This is like, there are jobs that are needed, we need labor for. So it's not, again, part of this is not the Fed's policy to discuss immigration. But if you look at what's happening in our economy, in particular with the price of goods and inflation, a lot of that has to do with tariffs. A lot of that has to do with the fact that, a lot of the migrants aren't supporting certain industries anymore. So the price of those goods are going up. So it's a little misleading when he talks about, immigration as it relates to the labor market, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to, have high paying jobs. And so it's a little bit more. Do you want to talk
about why Kevin Walsh should probably not be the Federal Reserve Chairman?
Well, when you want to have someone that's bipartisan. You don't want someone who's going to just do whatever the president says, because if he for instance, Trump wants to be able to dictate to the Fed to lower interest rates. And what happens is when you do that, you don't have, it could spark inflation. It could also create certain uncertainty in the markets that, you go on these mass spending sprees where people are borrowing a lot of money and you're not able to pay it back.
That's right. And things have to be lined up for that reduction. You can't just randomly reduce interest rates just because, this will look good for my resume.
Yeah, well, it will help his
legacy,
his constituents, make more money because they'll be able to borrow at lower costs, right? So, so you may see mass expansion of business to a certain degree, right? They're not going to do it a lot because, again, you still have innovation, you still have AI, you still have a lot of other things and dynamics at play in the labor market. So it's not going to be just a quick fix and all these jobs open up. But the big part about it is inflation. So if you drop interest rates and people borrow a bunch of money, cost of things may go up. And what happens is if you get in a situation where cost is going up and you really don't have the support of people aren't making any more money, costs are going up, people aren't making any more money, even though it's cheaper to borrow, it's still, you're going to have what's called stagflation, where you're going to have high prices but not a lot of growth.
Right.
And even though interest rates are low, people are stuck because affordability is still a problem.
That's right. And this is how people bought houses and could not pay for it years ago. This kind of thing just makes the markets unstable. And Trump doesn't care because he figures I'll be gone. And this is what Republicans are saying now, like Ted Cruz. Trump is making it very difficult for us to win because he doesn't care whether we win or lose, really. Now, of course, he's gerrymandering so that we can win, but Democrats will do the same. So it will wind up as a even split. Trump, to me, is just making as much money as he possibly can for he and his family, and then he's going to disappear.
Yep.
And leave you holding the bag.
I'm moving, not me, I'm moving to Nigeria.
Oh, and when will you be leaving?
Well, shoot, I'm going to have to wait around to the midterms.
All right.
How do you know they're going to take you back in Nigeria?
Oh, well, I have a choice. I can always be a dual citizen. I could be a dual citizen.
You're not a dual citizen right now?
I'm not a dual citizen right now. But I can be. I can apply for that just because my dad was a Nigerian citizen.
Right. I would think you would have gotten that dual citizenship a long time ago. I mean, that's crazy not to get that.
There are certain circumstances that prevented it, but yeah. My brother, but I'm not.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
So stop getting all in his business.
Okay. Well, all right. So anything else? I think that's it. Anything else for the good of the order, Cousin Todd roundtable discussion? I think there was something you want to talk about with the U.S. veterans and the Trump administration.
You guys chased Stephen and Keith off the podcast. Was that what was going on?
Just Keith, but Stephen, I think Stephen's going too.
Yeah,
he's
tired of you, Todd.
Not me.
Tired of you.
He figured if my boy toy can stick around, then I don't have no place here. So anyway, what were we talking about? The veterans,
Veterans Administration, the Trump administration stopped the loan that the veterans
they can get houses.
Yes.
Right. This is another thing I was telling Stephen about, how veterans are being punished by Trump. And Trump doesn't care. Remember, there was a rumor, I'm calling it a rumor, that he called them suckers and losers. And of course,
suckers and losers.
The military, people who served in the military. You don't remember that?
The military, people who served in the military, suckers and losers.
Right. You don't remember that statement?
Yes. I'm just making it clear because you're not talking plain language, plain English, and I wanted to make it clear to the viewers who you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I think they already knew. So that's why I didn't have to make it as crystal clear as you tried to make it just now. But the point I was making was that was alleged, because I think only Kelly heard him say that. So the point is, to do the veterans like this is dirty. And also remember how negatively he talked about John McCain, which I thought to do that publicly was just tacky beyond belief. And but he showed you who he is when he talks about Reiner, I think his name is, who died, and he was happy about that. John McCain, who died, and he couldn't care less. For a president to act and react that way is just low. Yet the Republicans, like he and Vice President, says things like, oh, if you make fun of Charlie Kirk's death or you're celebrating his death, you should be fired. So does that mean Donald Trump should be fired? That's what J.D. Vance said when people were celebrating, which I didn't see anybody celebrating, but when people were allegedly celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, J.D. Vance said they should be fired.
Yeah. So, Todd, the question is, why does this surprise you?
And what has this to do with the veterans losing this loan?
Because this is what the Republicans wanted. This is the thing I don't get. Donald Trump is who he is. He never liked the people in the military. He said that openly and publicly about John McCain. He got captured. I don't like people to get captured, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, he didn't serve. His father did not serve. Donald Trump's children did not serve. Donald Trump's grandchildren did not serve. You see what I'm saying? So
here's
keep
just
your
two
mouth
trains
shut.
of thought here, Todd. You have the people who don't care because they like him regardless of that, right? Those include evangelicals. Those include all of the folks, the MAGA people who like Keith, who just doubles down on the fact that he pisses you off. That's all. That's the number one thing Trump supporters like, is the fact that he sticks it to the lips. All the stuff you're saying, the hypocrisy of it all that stuff is just water under the bridge to them, right? They don't care. And then the people that should care, the independents, the Democrats, didn't show up in November. They didn't vote, or they just sat it out or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
So to that point, he is doing exactly what they voted him to do, and that is to piss you off, Todd.
Well, but he's doing more than pissing me off. What he's doing is punishing poor people. For example, cutting Medicaid, cutting SNAP benefits, which is food stamps. Only people on Medicaid and SNAP food stamps are poor elderly and poor children.
But so to that, we stop it right there, Todd. Who is holding him accountable for that?
Nobody, because white people are dumb. And so they don't believe Lord is greasy until they slip in it.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it's about people being dumb as much as it is.
Oh my
it's
God.
not a priority for them.
No, it is about them being dumb. There are more white poor people than black. You're there, right?
And so here's the thing. They don't care about that, though.
Wait.
Whether you're black or white. Because obviously, if they did, they wouldn't vote the way they are.
No, they don't know any better.
It is scary because, when you look at it, we don't care about poor people. We don't care about black and brown people. We don't care. The majority of the country. But here's the thing. The majority of Americans can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Know exactly where you're coming from and still not vote for Biden, not vote for Kamala, not vote for Hillary.
They think it'll help you, Blackie. And so I heard a girl, and listen, years ago, I tell the story all the time.
There's no denying that, but where are we? Where are you going with this, Todd?
I'll tell you where I'm going.
I don't even know if it's a color thing. I think it's a misery loves company. So you don't want to feel as if you're lesser than anyone.
Yeah.
In particular, certain demographics of this country hate that. They hate feeling that they're lesser than, or they hate feeling that your gain is their loss.
That's right. That's right. And I can understand that. And I can understand how they don't want you to get ahead of them. I get that. All that stupidity. I understand it. Because that's a stupidity that I can understand. Like, oh, no, I don't want you to get over me.
All right. And then you should also understand the fact that The Apprentice was at one time the #1 show in the country.
So what?
So you look at The Apprentice, it was a game show. It was entertaining.
All right.
It was reality-ish, right? It was about business, but it was a success for multiple seasons.
And it was mixed with black and whites. It wasn't just white.
So the point is, whoever came up with that show deserves to be president in the eyes of America. Because in the eyes of America, if you could put a reality TV show together, we are a reality TV culture.
That's right.
Now we are.
The Cosby Show would not survive in this country, in this age. It wouldn't be the #1 show on television. Nobody would watch it.
All right. All right.
So the thing is, what you're saying, I get it, but at the end of the day, and this is where I agree with Keith, we're an amoral society, right? So we have some cultural issues and there are certain things that, trigger, and people lean into the culture wars. The MAGA, the young MAGA, the people that were, 16, 17 years old and now voted, and they voted for Trump. They didn't vote for him because of Medicare, because of policy, because of any of that stuff. Right. They voted for him because he pisses people off. I saw a Boy Scout on the Washington Mall at the Martin Luther King Memorial of all places wearing a Trump cowboy hat, a Boy Scout. And I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Is he a racist? Is he's probably about 10 years old, 10, 11 years old.
Stupid. He's just stupid.
So the thing is, he probably sees Trump as a man's man. It's someone who says it like it is. He sees his dad, all this other stuff, right?
All right.
So you're saying there's a culture war going on in this country, and it has to do a lot with masculinity. It has to do a lot with just with black and brown, white, and the races. It has to do with all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's about winning. And right now, all Trump says is he won. I won the war. I won this. I did all this. I did all this. I can fix it. We got a deal. They just got to agree to it. They don't have a choice. He says all that stuff, and people want to be aligned to that. People want to feel like they're winning. People want to feel like they're doing something good. All this other stuff,
Yeah, but okay. Now look, there are some.
And we're out of time. I have to stop after your comment, Todd.
Okay, there are some facts though. Like he's waning with his support. For example, Tucker Carlson was on that bandwagon. Daddy, remember he was calling Trump Daddy, and Daddy's mad. Daddy's had it, and Daddy's going to spank the little girl.
Daddy's pissed.
Can you imagine?
And you said the whole thing about that, and people got mad
at
TikTok when you did that.
On that. So look that up with me talking about Tucker Carlson about Daddy's pissed and all that. So that was that masculine crap. Tucker Carlson with his two-faced, he's a con artist himself. He'll do anything for a buck. I was saying earlier, he and Megyn Kelly, they're like prostitution whores. They'll do anything for a buck. And so there was a girl, I was trying to tell this story earlier. You talked about the cowboy story, but there was a girl years ago when Obama was trying to get the affordable health care passed. And she was poor. She was married. Her husband was a bartender or something like that. And she was a maid or something like that, making no money, and they had a baby. And so, of course, they did not have insurance. And so they said she was not for the Affordable Health Care Act. And so the interviewer said, why? It would benefit you. How are you going to have insurance for your child? They just had a baby, like 5 years old or something. How are you going? Well, she has a cousin who's a doctor who said they're not going to get paid if this passes. And she fell for that. So I'm not for it. I don't want to be a burden on others, she said. This is stupidity beyond belief. And so that's only a stupid white girl would say that, because a black person, and this is, I'm making a generality, but so what? The truth will set you free. A black person would say, I don't care if you get paid or not, doctor. I'm getting my baby insured.
Okay, thank you. We're out of time. To our first responders in our communities, you make our lives livable. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the women and men of the U.S. military for all that you do, especially sacrificing your lives so that we are free to say whatever we choose on this show. We are forever indebted. On behalf of Aguna, the voice of reason, Keith, the constitutional conservative, Stephen, the independent thinker, and my cousin Todd, I'm Stacey Johnson. Let's keep this conversation going on Facebook. Check us out on TikTok at Sporlitiks.com. We are on X. We are on Twitch. We are on Instagram at Sporlitiks. We're also on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Sporlitiks.
And Stephanie Stowers.
And we're on. Thank you. I didn't even get a chance to finish, but he interrupted me. We're on Stephanie Stowers, the Flow Television Network. I never even finished, but he stopped me.
I didn't know. I thought you were finished.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Good night.
I can't.
Boy, Todd wouldn't stop talking.
What?
I had to stop him and I had to let him finish his story, and then I cut his story off so he couldn't go any further because he was going to keep telling.
Are you kidding me? And you have Aguna, the windbag, and Steven, the other windbag. I can't.
They don't think they're windbags.
Of course not.
All right. We'll see you next week. Good night.
All right, guys. Shut up, Todd. Bye.
Bye.
All right. See ya.